This is just AMZN on Tuesday, September 17th, 2019. Taking a look at the daily, we had an inside day today, and it looks really bullish, looks really nice, and it wasn't really just moving straight up all day. It opened pretty flat from yesterday, traded up into 1815, and actually rolled over really nicely with the indecision candle right here, getting into this uptrend channel, and had a really nice 5-minute close right below that low. And so some people were getting into this bearish and played it right back down to, some of the bullish candles here, the low here, or near it, coming back into nearly retest most of yesterday afternoon's highs, but didn't quite get there. Came into the 21 and actually started to bounce, which again, some bears were getting in for another rollover, taking it bearish again from 1815. It just didn't go. Had a really nice pop, bullish, really nice volume. And then look at this. We didn't get above this price until the last 20 minutes of the day, last half hour of the day. It was another day where we were just sucking everybody in, pulling in the bulls and then pulling back, and getting the bears thinking, okay, we're going to roll over here and with a double top, and it doesn't. It just goes sideways. So yesterday we had 4 hours, from about 10 o'clock to the end of the day. Well, that's 5 hours. Wow. Today we did it for 4.5 hours, from again 10 o'clock, but then at the end of the day we had a little bit of a rally here. And so I was looking for like what signal would have said, okay, this is, we're going to break out here. I really liked that we held above 1815. We couldn't get above it here. Let me just zoom in on today. Couldn't get above it here. Couldn't get above it here. Then we popped. Okay. We had a close below, got right back above it. Closed on it, got above it, closed below, right back above. So we never had two consecutive closes below once we got above. And I'm just using two as, it's not like a rule like, oh, it has to have two, it has to have three. I'm just noticing that, okay, this price, we got back above it. Once we got above it, we stayed above it within two closes. We didn't have two closes below. Whereas the morning, we had closes, lots of closes below, all these closes below. These are the last two bearish, candle closes below until we really did end up staying above. And we almost stayed above this low all day. Had a little bit of a lower wick here, but then came back into pretty much the same low here, 1814.02, 1813.94, and then this one is 1813.57. So, for the most part, we stayed above or stayed at this big candle. Came down to it 2, maybe 3 times. So I like that we're holding that value so well. And that was 1815. And then the other signal was really just having a squeeze. It was just going on and on and on and on and on all day. And then this fired, which is really significant. It fired here and just ran right back into the high, pulled back, and went back into a squeeze, only to then hold above, didn't even touch 1815, and put in a really nice Morningstar reversal. And then after this candle, we actually closed above these highs from earlier in the day. Let's see, this one too. Didn't get above this one, but at this point, the squeeze is firing and you can get in on the next candle, or you were getting in down here and riding a really nice last half hour of the day rally kind of thing. Yeah, so we had a move from opening flat up into 1815, literally went sideways from 1815 for the next 6 hours, and almost 6 hours, I guess 5.5 hours, because there was, till like 9. And then I'm just discounting, we did this little dip here, but we essentially kept coming back to 1815 from 10 to 9 all the way till 2:20. So yeah, that's like 5.5 hours. So the first half hour and the last half hour or so we're a little bit further away, and I'm just discounting that. So just because we're up here and we're at 1815, but once we got into 1815, we just kept coming back into it, except really here we didn't. So here's your S curve. I mean, the whole big thing, this is a huge possible S curve. You can't even see it here. It's more so here. This was the first one I thought we were going with, kind of a bullish, and we have kind of the secondary dip getting below this one. So all of this is just kind of this bigger, S-shaped pattern. I just think it's interesting. We had 3 candles up here, then gap down had 2, gapped up had 2, gap down had 2. Could we gap up and have something? Are we doing that sort of thing? Could we have, this looks like an iron reversal again, just like this looked like it, and this looked like an iron reversal. Could we have another, like this is island reversal after island reversal? That idea, just bouncing back and forth between pivots. So we're, just severely range bound right now, and really low the volume on this move up. And that's the only concerning thing, is this volume is cut significantly. And there's some FOMC announcement tomorrow that could wreak havoc on anything going on, or give some great opportunities for some continuations bullish or some collapses bearish. Just gotta watch for that. That's at 1 o'clock Central tomorrow. And so from there, just be careful how you're trading options, because I mean, here's the 1825. We opened up, a little bit down from the previous day, but we were opening up really close to like a 10 by 9. It was just really wide, and you actually have a better opportunity just setting up like 9 by 8 from the open. If you didn't get filled here, get filled here, and a move back up through 1815. But tomorrow, during that announcement or before or after, I mean, these options could be all over the place. It could be really spready. So just be careful how you trade it during the day. And if we have any sort of pullback to 1815 and hold it again and get going, give it, I think yesterday and today we're sucking in a lot of people. And so I think the next one's going to move a little faster. People are going to think, oh, it's not time yet, because this one and this one tricked them. I think it's going to move without a lot of people tomorrow. I'm thinking bullish. It doesn't have to. I could still do bearish. This could be a big flag here, on a bearish move, and it'll continue lower. Totally possible. If we get back into the daily here, if we had a gap down, I mean, we could really just make this into a double top and collapse. Or if we gap up, we'll probably hover a little bit around 1841.30 before having a bigger move up. I think this from here, it just seems like the direction we're gonna, I don't know. It seems like we may pick a direction soon. I don't know if it's gonna happen this week, because I thought we were doing it here, and then I thought we were doing it here, and maybe we don't do it here. But that's what the market wants you to think. I don't know. All right, so back into the 5 minutes. Bullish move at the open, bullish move at the end of the day at the close. So that was here, or getting in 10 by 9 and just holding on to that to 12. So for 2R, and then bearish, as we had that rollover into 1815, we came up into it. This candle, you could get in on close in the next candle. So the 9 o'clock candle, it puts 9 o'clock. Really, you could be getting this 10 by 9, and all it did was move $1. It moved up to 11. That was it. It's the 1800 put. But you'd think even getting in here for 10 by 9, this should have moved a little bit more, but it just didn't, and it didn't continue. And so if you didn't get out right here, which it wasn't much of a target other than this candle, or there wasn't even anything to say, yeah, that's the price. So this was one that probably stopped some folks out as it rallied back up to 1815. And even as we got back down, or got back up to 1815, it took out the low, came down, hit 9, and even as it looked like it was going to start to roll over, it didn't. And then this was that pop above 1815. This was just sideways. The whole range was just sideways. I mean, it was really hard to scalp anything even in here. You would have had to do 8 by 7 and get out at 9 right away, because the rest of this was just totally range bound within $100 range, within the 9 by 8, or within 850 by 7. It was within that. So there's no risk to set up. It's just buy low, get out at after half an hour or something, something like that. And then we just kept coming down. So we had a level around 8, and a level around 7, and then around level around 6 into the close. So we just kept losing premium. And it seems like this should have lost more, but I guess from nearly 8 down to a little less than 6, I guess that's enough for it to lose, as it's doing, this kind of thing on the day. So for the calls, that was a nice move. Moved $2 in your favor. And the puts moved away from you, $2 in your against you, not in your favor. And yeah, we'll see if we get any sort of continuation. Last time we were in this range, bouncing off of this price, we it looked like this into the close. So similar, that we were above it, held that, above it, held it, and we'll see if we can get some sort of rally in 1841.30. So, or a gap up and into it. So we'll see how that plays out, and what all happens with potential larger moves in the afternoon tomorrow. So be back soon to do that. Hope you enjoyed this video. This is Justin AMZN. Thanks.